The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Jets OTAs resume later this week, so we're breaking down the biggest takeaways from week one of the Aaron Glenn OTA era. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, here on a Tuesday. I hope everyone had a great Memorial Day weekend. If you're a Knicks fan, big one tonight. I'll certainly give you some thoughts on Game 4 in just a little bit after we talk some Jets. I also want to thank the audience. I want to thank everyone who tuned into our show yesterday. It was truly one of the most wild and hilarious shows that we have ever had on this YouTube channel. I'm just seeing the comments already from people watching this show live. Cody saying it will be impossible to top yesterday's episode. Ralphie saying I will follow the show to the ends of the earth after yesterday's show. Ryan saying yesterday's show was epic. Just an unbelievable program, unbelievable time. Thank you to the listeners who make it so fun. If you missed it, everything from Charles Gorman to Beasley versus Beastbreaker and a whole lot more went down yesterday. So check that out on the channel. We even had some listeners timestamp their favorite moments so you could get caught up real quick on what you missed. As far as the Jets go, so I have the schedule for OTAs in front of me. The Jets have OTAs for 3 days this week. May 28th, that is tomorrow, May 29th, and May 30th. It is not official yet from the Jets themselves at the time I'm doing this show, but I believe I've heard rumblings of Thursday this week being the day that the media is allowed to observe practice, and we'll get some press conference sound from the coaches. This week, I'm being told that both coordinators, Steve Wilks and Tanner Engstrand, are expected to speak for the first time since they were hired. So we should hear from some coaches, from some more players later this week. It looks like it's going to be Thursday, so keep your eye out on that. With that said, here to me are some of the top takeaways from the first week of OTAs. And these aren't in any specific order, just kind of my thoughts and reading all the stories from the beat reporters there, and obviously having people on that were there that were giving us their observations. To me, the biggest thing I got is that the love of Fields, right? I think it's genuine from Aaron Glenn. I really do. I don't think Aaron Glenn is a fake, like just trying to like prop a guy up to like build his confidence. I think maybe that goes into it, but I think when Glenn talks about Fields, it's genuine. They really think they have their long-term answer at quarterback in Fields. And that's evidenced by the fact, not just by their words, but also by their actions. They didn't even consider a quarterback in this draft. And they knew Jordan Travis was not going to be healthy. They knew. Maybe they didn't know he would retire, but they knew he wasn't going to be available to them. So the more I hear Fields talk, or the more I should say I hear Aaron Glenn talk about Fields, the more I believe it is genuine. And while I don't think the intention in this soundbite I'm about to play was to take a shot at Aaron Rodgers, I do think this gives you a pretty good blueprint into the mind of Aaron Glenn on how he feels about his quarterbacks.
How much of that about Justin did you know about his personality and that the stuff that you've just kind of talked about?
Well, you hear about it just from other coaches around the league that's been around him. And now that I've been around him for this long, I mean, you come to see that he's a man's man for one, and he's himself. And again, I like that about him. I like that he's not trying to be, and I'm going to use a Parcells deal now. He's not trying to be the celebrity quarterback. He's just trying to be himself. And whatever comes with that, it comes with it. So he's not trying to impress anybody. He's going out there and he's busting his ass trying to be the best quarterback he can be for this team. And everybody see that. And I like that.
I think it's genuine. And when it comes to Justin Fields, obviously so much of what the Jets are going to be able to do this season comes down to whether or not he could take a big step forward as an all-around quarterback, not just a guy that is a dynamic runner. They believe in him. And if they're right, you talk about what that does for the buy-in from this fan base to have belief in the coaching staff. I mean, that'd be the ultimate thing if the Jets, who have a history of being one of the worst places a quarterback can go, actually taking a guy that two other teams moved on from and turning that guy into their long-term starter. It would be something. Am I banking on it? No. How could I? But it would be something. It'd be pretty awesome. And Fields will get an opportunity here that he probably doesn't ever get again. And that is being handed a starting job without any competition, right? Glenn's talking about competition all over the roster, except the quarterback, right? And we knew it wouldn't be a true competition, even if they said it's him and Tyrod battling it out. They paid Justin Fields $30 million guaranteed to get him. But they're all in on Fields for this year. And I think their belief in him is genuine, but we got to see results. Fields is getting a chance to be the guy, no questions asked. He won't ever get this chance again if he doesn't perform well. I'm not saying he won't be in the NFL. He'll be in the NFL. He'll be on a team. He'll be a backup. Maybe he's a guy that starts until a rookie's ready, a la, Jacoby Brissett last year, for example, in New England. But this is his last shot at it. And I think what we hear about Fields is all positive, and there is seemingly a genuine belief in the guy from the coaching staff and the head coach. I mean, this is the guy they wanted. This is the guy they coveted. And let's see if they're hopefully right in their evaluation, because that would defy every Jet narrative, stigma, and it would defy their history if the Jets become a team that could take a guy cast aside and develop him and get the most out of him. It has happened in Jet history, right? Vinny Testaverde bounced around, and then he had tremendous success with the Jets. Probably the best statistical season ever in 98 for any Jet quarterback if you just look at the sheer numbers and the record, right? 12-2 as a starter. But outside of that, and the flash in the pan Ryan Fitzpatrick year of 2015, Jets don't do this. Anyone watching the show knows they don't do this. So I am hopeful that maybe we're due for some luck. We certainly have paid our dues as fans. Some other takeaways here from the first week of Jet OTAs. And once again, if you're just tuning in, we are expecting Thursday this week to be the day that the media is allowed to attend an OTA session and then speak with players and coaches afterwards. So we'll have plenty of content on that on this channel throughout the week. Some other takeaways here. Garrett Wilson wanting to be a Jet is no small thing, because this is the first time that Garrett Wilson has come out and he has definitively said, I want to be a Jet for life. Also saying that the two sides have had some talks. That's not nothing. Doesn't mean a deal's imminent. Doesn't mean a deal's going to get done. I think a deal ultimately does get done before the season. I think if the Jets are smart, they get both Garrett and Sauce's deal done. But that's no small thing, because Garrett has not been that assertive with his want to be a Jet. Shows you that the coaching staff has been able to connect with him. And I think Glenn handled it great this week when he made it so clear that Garrett's a star and we need to get him the ball. I mean, he made it as clear as possible, said the right thing, right? Understanding the situation, what happened last year and the frustration Garrett's had being here and losing and all the different quarterbacks he's had to play with. He said the right thing publicly, and obviously he has said it to Garrett behind the scenes and has got Garrett to buy in, just like Quinn Williams, who wanted Aaron Rodgers back and was upset and thought this team was going to go into a rebuild. Quinn Williams now is a huge advocate for Aaron Glenn. So it's not the end-all, be-all, because we're talking about stuff in May right now.
But that's one of the challenges that Glenn had when he first got here. He took over a locker room that was very disgruntled with how last year ended. They liked Robert Saleh, whether we thought he was a good coach or not. The players liked him a lot. He was fired. They didn't like it. Season blew up in their face. Many of the players in that locker room were big Aaron Rodgers advocates. So Glenn walked into a locker room that he had to reestablish. He had to get that buy-in. And I think one of the smart things they did was paying Jamie and Sherwood, who I think has a chance to be one of the captains this year on the team. People raving about his leadership. Glenn raving about his leadership. And that's a guy that a lot of people said from the outside, well, Glenn won't want him. He didn't draft him. He didn't develop him. He would prefer bigger linebackers. Well, what was that based on? Speculation. That wasn't fact. So anytime Glenn has spoken about players on the Jets, he says, we're in the business of keeping good young players as Jets. And they backed that up by paying Sherwood. So I think that was the first thing they did. And then just the conversations behind the scenes, the coaching staff that Glenn hired. I think he's getting buy-in from the players, which is good. Doesn't mean they're going to win games. We hope so. But we got to, call it when we see it. We've been excited about head coaches before, and we know how that goes. But, Quinnen Williams showing some great leadership last week, owning the tweet after Rodgers was released. And Quinnen's a guy that you just hope gets a chance to experience some winning while he's here. Because, we talk about Sauce and Garrett and Brees and Jermaine and that 2022, draft class being wasted. They haven't seen any winning. You got these guys on their rookie deals, and you're not winning with them. Quinnen Williams has been here since 2019. All right, he's already been paid, and he still wants to win and still saying the right things about turning around the Jets. This guy that won a national title at Alabama. His best season was his rookie year. They won 7 games, 7-9, right? The other best years for Quinnen are 7-10 seasons. So if you go by winning percentage, the best year Quinnen Williams has been a part of was a 7-9 season with Adam Gase. So I don't think that's a small thing what Quinnen did there. I like that a lot. Some other takeaways that stood out to me from week 1 of OTAs. I'm not buying this competition at center. I'll continue to say it. If Joe Tippmann is not the starting center week 1, it's because someone either got hurt on the offensive line, say AVT hypothetically suffered an injury, and they want to put Tippmann at guard, and they think Josh Myers, who played center for Fields in college, is their best option at center. Or Joe Tippmann himself got hurt. But there's, to me, zero real competition at center. We could say it's a competition. I am not buying it. I know that they were fluctuating in reps during the team periods at OTAs. No Jet beat reporter has actually said that, but I'll do it. I'll read between the lines as someone who wasn't there, but understands what they can and can't report on and how they worded it. Sounds like they were rotating them in and out. That's fine. It's late May. By the time we get to training camp, it's going to be Joe Tippmann's job. And it should be. He had a good year last year. He's a better fit for the offense that Engstrand wants to run anyway. We did a film breakdown on what the Jets offense will look like and how Mason Taylor could open things up. And one of the things we did in that film breakdown was show you all the different plays last year when the Jets did run a couple plays they might run again this year, where Tippmann was leading the way. And some of these zone blocking schemes that the Jets will have this year. Because we know the Jets want to run the ball. The goal for the Jets should be to lead the NFL in rushing attempts and rushing yards. They do that, they got a chance to be in a lot of games this year. They won't be an awful football team. They might not be a great team, but they won't be an awful team. I think you got to start there when you're talking about a team that hasn't won more than 7 games in 10 years. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. I have some more takeaways I want to discuss, but this week is the last chance you have to enter our Asmaniac raffle. We have a signed Walt Clyde Frazier jersey that we're giving away, a signed Joe Namath jersey that we're giving away, and a signed CJ Mosley jersey that we're giving away. Yesterday, we did a daily raffle, a little surprise on Memorial Day, and we gave away a signed Braylon Allen jersey. So congratulations to everyone who's won some of our raffle prizes. We've been doing them since December 1st, and thanks to you guys, we get to keep doing them because you guys support the channel. So I truly appreciate everyone out there who watches each and every day. Before we get to some more takeaways, let's shout out the Lup Man. He is the first person today to gift memberships. He gifted a 5-spot. Luppy, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Show me the money. Show me the money! Money.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you hear your name called, what you need to do is thank the Lump Man, because without him, you wouldn't be a channel member. Rick, Gangrene Catskills, Danette Randall, Mr. C, and Chris Bradigan. They're all channel members. But wait, there's more. I'm going full Billy Mays right now. R.I.P. Devin, he's gifted 5 channel memberships. He's in the raffle for 5.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
Hell yeah. These are from Devin, Justin, Oregon Jets, Doan Syndrome, New Q, Alan Sits When He Pees, BP York, all receiving channel memberships. But wait, there's more. J-Boy gifting a 5-spot of memberships for the people.
Money.
Pete G, GTA IV Man, Dre Correa, DeAndre Vega, and Barbarossa, who put on his full judge attire yesterday and one of the more underrated moments of yesterday's iconic Memorial Day show. He received a channel membership. J-Boy, you are in the raffle for 5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, a couple other takeaways here that I want to get into. Now, I don't know a ton about this guy, but multiple reporters have now mentioned him as a guy who stood out during the team periods they were allowed to watch last week. This is a guy that is on the Jets defensive line. Byron Cowart. Byron Cowart. C-O-W-A-R-T. This guy has bounced around the league. He is a defensive tackle out of Maryland. He was drafted as a part of the 2020 draft class. He's played with New England, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Houston, Miami. He was with Chicago last year. And now he, of course, is a Jet. I don't know a ton about him, but apparently he has played well. He's 300 pounds, 6'3" is what he's listed at. Could he be the guy that is ready to break out at age 29 and be a solid player next to Quinn Williams? I'm not sure, but just a name to watch, because when 3 or 4 people all mention him as a standout, I take note of that. And that's what happened last week at Jet OTAs. Another takeaway here, Jermaine Johnson, just a quick injury update. He's not going to be doing anything till training camp. I think that's rather obvious, right? During the OTAs last week, he was off to the side, rehabbing. That's the expectation, right? You're not going to see Jermaine Johnson coming off his Achilles injury until training camp at some point. And even then, you're going to be careful with him as he's working himself back. Because unlike, let's use Aaron Rodgers, for example. It's a quarterback. He doesn't need his athleticism to throw the football. Especially because it was Rodgers' non-plant leg, for those who remember. Whereas Jermaine Johnson, the power in his game comes from having a strong Achilles that he pushes off of. The speed, the power, you need it. So I think Jermaine is going to still be a really good player. It's going to maybe take a little time for him to get back to Pro Bowl form, but you're going to take it easy with Jermaine Johnson. I think that goes without saying. So, some quick thoughts there from Jets OTAs. And ultimately, we're hearing Thursday is the day this week that the New York Jets will allow the media to watch an OTA practice. If you're tuning in live, hit the like button. Appreciate all of you watching the show. Devin with our first super chat of the day. He says, 12-5 is the floor for this team. JETS. I'm all in on Justin. He's going to kick serious ass this year. Go New York. Go New York. Go. Need this win.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Let's go Knicks. Let's get to Game 4 tonight. Look, the fact that the Knicks have a chance to even this series still to me is remarkable, given how dead in the water I thought they were the other night in Indianapolis. While they have come back down 20 multiple times in these playoffs, and they were down 14 in the third quarter of Game 4 against the Boston Celtics, this was a different level of comeback because your best player was not really a part of it until the very end when he closed out the game. Jalen Brunson was in foul trouble, and he wasn't playing well before then. The Knicks just looked dead. And then Deuce McBride goes on that 7-0 run by himself at the end of the third. You cut it to 10. You're getting quality minutes from guys that probably a lot of fans forgot they were on the team. Landry Shamet, DeLon Wright. Really was a stunning comeback, and you can't say enough great things about Karl Anthony Towns. Now, that said, you got to win tonight. You got to make the win 2 days ago truly matter. Because it's tough for me to picture the Knicks losing tonight, being down 3-1, and even though they're going home to Madison Square Garden, it's tough for me to expect the Knicks to rattle off 3 straight when they have not been good at home. They're 3-5 at MSG. They're better on the road for whatever reason. So they need to continue to be road warriors and make that win the other night truly matter by winning tonight. That's the goal for the Knicks. Make 2 nights ago matter by getting another one tonight. I'm hoping we see some more quality minutes from guys off the bench. I think some of the reason why you saw these guys play, though, was because of the foul trouble that guys like Brunson and Cat and McBride, people seem to forget this. Deuce picked up 3 quick fouls in the first half of that game on Sunday night. So the Knicks, first things first, need to stay out of foul trouble tonight. We will see if Nesmith plays later for Indiana. If he doesn't, that is a huge, huge injury for Indiana. He's a really good player, but a really good defender, and he's made life, at times, tough on Jalen Brunson. So we will find out if he does play, just how effective is he, right? With the ankle sprain, how's his mobility? Is it limited at all? But Knicks need to take advantage, and they need to find a way to get it done. I want to see Karl Anthony Towns get fed the ball early. I want him to be able to build off of what he just did in that fourth quarter. Run plays for him early and often in this game. And if it's not there early, don't just forget about him. Cat is a guy that it feels like his defense suffers when he's not involved offensively. And you hate to see that. You'd love for an NBA star to just be great defensively no matter what, but that's a lot of guys in the NBA. That's Julius Randle too, oh, by the way, who was awful last night for Minnesota. Every Knick fan knows exactly what I'm talking about. So I think get Cat involved early is a major key to this one tonight. Let him build off what he did the other night. And I said this before the series started. There's not a matchup Indiana has for Cat. It just isn't. They don't have a guy that could slow him down. I said it before the series. He averaged 30 against them in the regular season. He was dominant in game 1, the game the Knicks should have obviously won. He was dominant in the fourth quarter of game 3, one of the great Knick playoff performances we'll see. Their season was truly on the line. And he scored 20 in the fourth without Brunson out there. It was incredible. Build on that. Get him going early. Ride that momentum wave. You know, so much has been made about the starting lineup. If they keep the same starting lineup, fine. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Hart's still going to end up playing more than Mitchell Robinson anyway. We know Robinson at best is giving you 25 minutes, 27 minutes. Hart played 34 the other day, and I liked having him fresh in the fourth quarter where he's flying around being Josh Hart, the energy bunny, grabbing those huge rebounds. I mean, if you need to get a rebound, Josh Hart's the guy you want to go up and make the play. That's what he does. He does all the gritty stuff, all the dirty stuff, sets the screens, comes up with the steals, gives you extra possessions. So I have no problem if they stick with the same lineup if they want to put Mitchell Robinson out there. I think the key is when you kind of look at the advanced analytics, they got to stagger the Brunson Cat minutes because Indiana is so good they'll make you pay when you got 2 bad defenders on the court. But I don't think Cat's defense is always the biggest issue. I think it's a problem when he's not engaged offensively. Like, I thought he played really good defense at the end of game 3 because he was engaged offensively. He had that will, like, I'm not letting us lose. And that's what you need from a superstar, an all-NBA player, which he's been named to, a guy who started the All-Star game. So I look at that as a major key. Plus, once again, Deuce, Shamet, DeLon Wright. Can any of these guys replicate what they did in game 3? Give the Knicks some quality minutes. And I need more from Mikal Bridges. All right, 6 of 18 shooting, not going to cut it. I know he'll give you usually top defensive play. I need Mikal Bridges to have a good game like he did against Boston, like he did in game 4 and game 6 of the Celtics series, like he did in the overtime period of game 1. I need that version of Mikal Bridges to show up. That's what I want to see from the Knicks tonight. I have a tremendous amount of confidence Jalen Brunson's going to play well. He doesn't have 2 bad games in a row. Just look at it. And I think you could argue his game 3 was maybe the worst game he's had as a Knick in the playoffs, and he still, to his credit, didn't let it affect him, nailed the free throws at the end in the clutch, as did Josh Hart, by the way, and gave you a huge driving layup, tough shot that gave the Knicks the lead, which ended up being the lead for good. So he still made plays down the stretch because he's Jalen Brunson. So, look, I can't sit here and tell you I'm, like, very confident. This has been a crazy series. It's been unpredictable. But the Knicks, I think, have a great chance to win tonight. And then you'll take your chance. 2-2 going back home. You haven't been great at home, but you know what? I'll worry about that if we get it 2-2 to a game 5. Rather than you're down 3-1, you need to win to save your season. So, win tonight so you could talk about game 3 really mattering, right? If the Knicks somehow pull this off down 2-0 and end up winning the series, we'll talk about that game 3 forever in Knicks lore. The night they saved their season, the turning point. If they end up losing this series, as great as it was 2 nights ago, it doesn't mean as much. And I want it to mean something because it was that special of a comeback. Because once again, I thought they were as dead as you could be when they were down 20. Didn't see it. Didn't see it coming. Just didn't feel like their night. Make it matter. That's the Knicks' goal tonight. Make that game matter. Win tonight. Let's see how Indiana responds to a really, really tough loss. Pressure's on them. Get out to a good start. Don't put yourself down 20. All right? It's fun to come back down 20. Not in the moment. Not when you're down 20. I don't want to go through that, and neither does any Knicks fan that is out there. Let's go Knicks. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Appreciate all of you tuning in. Hit the like button. Phone lines are open if you want in on the conversation. I am rocking right now, and I'm not the biggest soccer fan by any means, but a listener of mine who is just an awesome, awesome dude. Adam HW. If you're in my Discord, you know Adam. He's from the UK. He sent me a swag pack here of Nottingham Forest merch. All right. I got the jerseys, or as they say across the pond, right, the kits. Sent me all this swag. Nottingham is his team. They finished 7th in the Premier League this year. He wrote me an awesome note I'll read to you guys. So I just want to thank Adam publicly for the swag because this is very cool. Now I have some English Premier gear to rock and pretend like I have an actual team now. So I appreciate you, Adam. Top-notch stuff. I'll read you the note he sent me here. Adam's a great dude. Plus, he's doing an awesome thing for charity that I want to share as well, and maybe some ASMANIACS could support. He writes, Jake, I hope you enjoy your Nottingham Forest pack. Nottingham Forest are one of England's oldest clubs, being founded in 1865. Forest have been successful, most coming a long time ago, a bit like the Jets. Forest were champions of England in 1978, champions of Europe in 1979, and 1980. In total, Forest have won 11 major trophies, the last coming in 1990. Forest currently sits in 6th place in England's top division and are having their best season in over 30 years. From Adam. I think they finished in 7th, but at the time they were in 6th. Either way, shout out to all the Nottingham fans out there. Nottingham Forest. I am now a supporter. Also, please support Adam. He does a charity soccer/football game every year. This year, they're supporting MS Society. Someone in Adam's life was deeply involved in this cause. So I'm going to post a link in the live chat now. If any Asmaniac wants to support a fellow Asmaniac who's raising money against MS, you certainly can. I'll read you the note on the game here. Every year, Adam organizes a charity football game, soccer game. And the last 4 years, they raised almost $11,000 for men's mental health organizations. This year, they're raising money for multiple scoliosis for a special reason. February of 2025, we lost a very special person in Michelle. Her and her husband, Paul, have been big supporters of the game over the years, bringing down the whole family and being a shirt sponsor, too. Because of this, we're raising money for the MS Society, which is an organization close to their family's heart. A little bit about MS Society below. They fund world-leading research, share the latest information, and campaign for everyone's rights together. So you have all the info there. I got the link. The game is coming up at 1 p.m. UK time on Sunday. So if anyone has the means to donate to support a fellow Asmaniac who's raising some money, I just put the link in the chat for everyone out there. So appreciate all of you, and appreciate you, Adam. Thanks for sending the swag, and good luck raising all the money for charity. Well done. With that said, comments, questions, super chats, they cut the line. On that note, let's take some calls, shall we? I know who we're going to first. everyone's ready for his salient points. Folks, it is Clifton time.
What's up, Jake?
Hello, Kyle.
So I was doing a little research on Byron Cowart when you were in your monologue there. Apparently he's bounced around a little bit, but he was pretty heavily recruited in college. Like he was very well thought of and highly sought after. So maybe it takes a while for these guys to kind of blossom, and maybe he can at least be a serviceable starter for us. Let's hope. We don't think he's any relation to Jets legend Sam Cowart, do we?
I didn't see anything online when I was looking into it, so I don't think so.
Yeah, Jets legend. But
just like you, Jets legend Kyle Clifton.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's it's always great when you bring in all these new players and you're looking for a fresh start, and one of them seems to kind of perk up a little bit or stand out, and you can when you're a Jets fan, hope springs eternal. So that's something to look forward to. As far as the Knicks go, if they can somehow pull one out tonight on the road, what do you think would be the ultimate gamesmanship move if they bring the series back home in Game 5 tied 2-2? I'll tell you what I think it is. Have Oakley back to the Garden in Game 5. Invite him back.
Ooh, that would be electric if they do that.
Have him shown on the big screen, on the Jumbotron, and all of a sudden the crowd is into it and going crazy from the outset.
Well, here's the thing, though. There was some news about that over the last couple of days. I don't know if you saw. The New York Post reported that the Knicks would invite Oakley back and treat him like they treat all their alum, courtside seat, all that, show him on the screen, if he drops his current lawsuit against MSG for how he was treated by the security people when they were throwing him out. Like he is that suit has been basically turned down by 2 separate judges, but he continues to appeal it to different courts. And unless he drops that lawsuit, I don't think Dolan is a big enough man to still invite him for that reason.
Right. I mean, I'm just from a WWE showmanship point of view, that would be the move, right? Like if you could ever get there.
Oh, it's a great idea. I love it. I'm skeptical it would happen because I think there's just too much pettiness on both sides.
Yeah, especially Oak. Like I think that he started to turn like a little bitter towards some of the other players as a result of it. Like every once in a while he goes in on Ewing and some of the other guys. It's kind of a bad situation to be frank with you, but hopefully they can get past it. I appreciate your time as ever, Jake. Thanks.
Kyle, great call as always. Thank you very much. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Reminder about our raffle. We're giving away 3 signed items: CJ Mosley jersey, Joe Namath jersey, and a Walt Clyde Frazier jersey. So gift away to be entered in the raffle. Dan, using his free super chat he gets every month for being a channel member. He's been a member for 13 months. Jake, my 19-month-old son, watch your show together every day. Thanks for what you do. He dances to all of Gator's songs / intros. #GOAT. Let's go Knicks tonight. That's awesome, Dan. Shout out to you and your son. Now, you tell me, Dan, which intro does he like the best? What's the song that gets him dancing the most? And I'll play it for him if he's around. Also, hopefully Snowball enjoyed Kyle's call there because he wrote in earlier. I'm looking forward to the salient points Kyle Clifton brings to the table. Mets 2128 says Beast eats children. I don't believe that to be true. Peter Castro says Fields will take us to the promised land. From your lips to God's ears, Peter. All right, let's get to more of your calls. Curry High School Junior is on the line. Hello, Curry High School Junior.
Oh, hey, how's it going, man? I'm coming inside from a fire drill right now.
How's it going, Curry High School Junior? The fire drill was successful?
Yeah, it was successful. It was just a drill. My connection might glitch a little bit because I'm going back inside the building. But I heard there was some stuff about Bobby Beasley. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he went to my high school. He graduated in 2004, and he's like, I don't really know how to say it. I mean, I could let you talk to my teacher if you want, because I wasn't here when he was here, obviously.
Thanks for letting us know. So Bobby Beasley, in fact, went to Curry High School. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, why?
Well, there seems to be some doubt about that from a regular listener of our show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know too much about that. Like, I just go to school here and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like, I know I want to say he graduated in 2004, but he was a really cool guy from what I've heard. Like, I don't know. I heard. I want to say he was King.
Really?
I think it was his junior and senior year. Like I said, I don't know too much about it. Like, I've just heard there's some really cool stories. Like, some of my teachers know some really interesting stuff.
Would you say he's a legend at your high school?
I'd say he's somewhat of a legend. Like, obviously this was 20 years ago. He's not talked about every day, but there's still some good like conversation about him among the teachers. He just seemed like such a great guy, man. Like, I've never heard anything negative about him. He started like a club here to help special ed kids. It was amazing, man. Like, he seems like a cool guy. Like, we still have the club. It's called Best Buddies. And it's just, you get like a buddy, you help them out. You spend time with them, you like do activities, play games, and it's really empowering, seriously.
Well, Curry High School Junior, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for calling in.
Of course, man. Am I out of here then?
You're all set. Appreciate
For
you.
sure. Thank you so much. Have a great one. Maybe I'll join in some other day.
You got it. Appreciate the call. Well, now we have some new evidence. Bobby Beasley, is he telling the truth? Someone there just called in to verify. Now, Beast, if you turn your camera on, I'll go to you next for the response. A lot of speculation in the chat. Beasley paid a high school student to do his bidding there. Rebecca says, how much did Beasley pay you? Ralphie says, get Bonesy to interview this kid. We might have to do some cross-examination if that's one of Beasley's character witnesses. Ladies and gentlemen, for the response, we say hello for the first time today to a man who needs no introduction.
Shut up!
Beast.
That's a scammer. That's a scammer. I will be reporting that to Mrs. Myron this morning on her phone.
Who's Mrs. Myron?
My former mentor of Curie High School. That there, right there, is a scam artist. I knew that was a scam. I smelled it. I saw it. I seen a bunch of BS there. That is a lie right there. I pulled up the Google department, and it states there that Mr. Beasley did go to Oak Creek High School 2003 to 2007. So whatever that kid was saying, unfortunately, in the words of The Price is Right, boo! Sorry, little fella, you choked the chicken there. In the words of Bob Barker, more pricing games after this local announcement from your viewing pleasure. Thank you, and enjoy the great day.
Hey, Beast, whatever happened after you called the police yesterday live on the show?
Everything got to Miss Myron called me and took care of some business. She's got friends in high places.
So are you going to the courthouse today or no?
Mrs. Myron's taking care of all my work. She already told me, just relax, don't worry. She's going to take care of it.
Is that who was on the phone yesterday?
No, that was a different lady. I know Miss Myron.
Officer, right?
I've known Mrs. Myron for over 21 years.
You called 911 yesterday, right? And then you were speaking to a police officer on the phone. That's what that was?
I know her daughter very, very well, Donna.
Answer the question.
What? No, that was a different person. See, Mrs. Myron she used to work at Curie High School as one of the high school clerks, and she also worked in the back as well with me. Fourth period, I used to have a card from them. So unfortunately, wherever this kid got his information from, that information did not sit well, unfortunately. In the words of Beer Money from TNA, sorry about your damn luck, son.
Beast, I just want some information from you, though.
I already gave you the information. And
no, you called the police yesterday. Did the police ever get back to you?
Mrs. Myron will tell you.
Tell me about Mrs. Myron. I don't know who that is. I want to know.
Mrs. Myron is a former Curie High School clerk. Now I'm not going to explain this again, son.
Beast,
I do want to make
any sense.
No,
I'm trying to help you here. The chat doesn't believe you. Answer the question, and I'll help you. All right.
I've already said this loud and clear. Mr. Beasley did not go to goddamn Oak Creek. He went to Oak Creek, but he did not go to Curie High School. That kid was lying through his goddamn teeth. That guy is a disgrace. And
Beast, I muted your mic, so you hopefully will listen to me. What happened after you called the police live on this show yesterday? What was the aftermath of that? Did anyone call you? What happened?
Mrs. Myron gave me a call because I left a message on her voicemail. See, she
knows
knows
the police. You got the police involved yesterday, live on the show.
Well, hey, some people have to learn that sometimes you got to do what fight fire with fire. And what you just saw today was a disgrace. That is all a full 100% of lies. Now I'm not gonna explain this fishing expedition again. That kid is a disgrace.
How do you explain the Curry High School junior saying that he saw Bobby Beasley? Or
No. First of all,
he started the Best Buddy program, though.
No, he did not. That is a bunch of bullshit. That kid is a liar. I know who that kid is. That's one of his goons. I ain't buying it. I'm sorry to tell you that the facts are the facts. I know this from miles away because I was in Curie High School. That piece of crap was in Oak Creek. So let's look at the difference between facts and fiction.
AD writes in that Beast is a snitch.
Sorry, AD 83. Before you knew me in high school, you probably didn't know shit from Shinola. So walk, loser. I know the staff very well, and I don't give a crap who you think I am, boy. But I'm gonna tell you this: I'm like Tom Homan. You know what? You can hate me all you want, but you know what? I personally really don't give a shit.
Now, what's the deal with the police, though? Are you gonna call them again on Beasley?
I'm gonna let Miss Myron take care of that.
Okay. Can we get Miss Myron on the show?
She's dating a Chicago police officer, so there's going to be some big trouble coming its way. So whoever that kid was, he knows he's in big trouble too, because like I said, I'm going to get every one of you all one by one, and you will be paying heavy fines. And for that little youngster right there, that'll be a nice $100 fine because he's a minor.
Are you an actual lawyer or what, man?
Yeah, I am a lawyer.
His lawyer has arrived. Hello, Bonesy.
What is up, my friends? You guys gotta stop giving B so much smack. All right, look, what happened after that police call? Guys, stop pretending like you don't know. The police woman, I forgot what her name was. What was it, Wanda? She was just like she was speechless because she can't believe that Beast actually called the police station and reported that. Nothing happened after that. So let's stop pretending.
Did the police contact you as his attorney?
What?
Did the police contact you, though, as his attorney?
Of course they didn't, because they know that Beast is, Beast, tell him, man. Beast is autistic, fellas and ladies out there. Let's stop giving him so much shit. Like this guy, Beasley, just had this little kid call. Jake, you got to take some attorney classes, and you should have grilled him and said, Let me see something on the wall that says
I'm not a lawyer. I'm just trying to facilitate
let me see
the
something on
conversation.
the wall that says you're at Curie High School right now. That kid's in Wisconsin. He's probably his nephew or something. Like Beasley is getting way too much
He
attention.
looked like he was in a high school, though, did he not?
He did. He called from Wisconsin High School, wherever he is in Green Bay or wherever the hell he's from. It's probably his nephew. Like, we just gotta. This stuff is getting too much. I need more money.
Yeah, that basically says it all, because that's in the words of Gorilla Monsoon, that sounds like a mountain of misinformation and very, very bad lying. Very bad lying. See, I know the facts from fiction, and that right there, what you just heard, Jake, was all fiction, 100%. And I hope you're learning this, because hey, somewhere down the road, 10 years from now, when you look back at this, you're gonna go, "Oh my God, I just got cooked by the king." I'm like, that's right. You basically did get cooked by a king who knows how to play the game. See, I'm a master psychologist. See, when you play with me, when you get step in my crossfire, your ass gets one word: burned. Just like a bag of wheat. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't mind getting me some edibles right now, kicking back and getting nice and high and relaxed. Like,
ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the ASMANIAC Rumble.
Yo.
this guy.
Beast.
Yo, Chico, what's up?
Yeah, so I'm going to give you some advice. Whenever you call the police and you make what they call prank calls or weird calls, you end up on a list. That list is something that will get you in trouble. So I know everybody's having fun with this, and it is quite entertaining.
Well,
but
to
you
me,
need to
it's sick to my stomach.
listen to what I'm saying to you. You need to relax and just make jokes. This is not serious. The more serious you take it, the bigger it's going to become an issue for you, and you're going to feel a way, and it's going to affect you. So just don't take it so seriously, bro, because you're putting yourself in danger. Like those police calls, my friend works for the police, and they answer those calls. They literally log them, and they put your name down. If they get more calls from you, then they'll do a house visit on you and check your mental status. So stop doing that stuff. Don't call the police. Call Bonesy. Like, watch what you say online. Some of the stuff that you say online can get you in trouble. It's not serious, Beast. Relax. It's a joke.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I got a game plan that's gonna knock him right on for a loophole.
It's like you don't listen to Beast. You got to listen to what we say to you. Like we're not trying to talk you down and say you shouldn't do but some of the stuff that you're saying is gonna get you in trouble. That's all I'm saying to you. So you need to relax and just take it as jokes and not take it seriously. He's nowhere near you. Even if he's lying about the kid, let him lie. You're feeding into it by saying stuff to him. Just ignore him. Ignore him. That's the best thing you could do is ignore him.
Well, the first minute I spotted the lies, all I had to do was put my finger on it, and I knew that from a mile away. See, I'm not a bullshit artist. I spotted it within radius of miles of 100 yards. All you had to do was put your finger on the button, and all you had to do is denied lie. It's like
some salient points made there by Black Gypsy. Well done. Black Gypsy, one of the greats. Now, let me say this. Beast did call the police live on the air yesterday. A lot of people were shocked in the comments who missed yesterday's show. That's why it is being called a top 5 show of all time. And I think the craziest show we've done in 2025. And that was only part of the craziness. Because before Bobby Beasley reappeared and called in, before that happened, Charles Gorman called in. And Charles Gorman called in, and it wasn't just your typical Gorman call. It was a Gorman call unlike anything we have seen before.
Hi, Jake. Hi, Nick.
Hey, buddy.
Mr. Gorman?
Just say hello, Mom. You're in the mood today. Mom's
How's the
making
mood
a
going?
macaroni salad, potato salad, and also egg salad, right, Mama? No.
Charles, what happened to your neck?
Oh, I shaved.
Charles, you're bleeding.
No, I
Wow.
stopped the bleeding. I put the healing stick on it. Oh shit! You're not kidding.
Charles, go take a shower. Wash that off, pal.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Stop bleeding. Stop.
It looks great, Charles. You got it all. Perfect. Well done. There you go. Don't move.
Yeah, no. Leave your neck down. Go like this.
Charles, stop, man.
Was OJ at your new apartment? What really happened?
It bled a lot, but I stopped it with the healing stick.
Nate says he just called the Woodbridge police and they're going to be over in 3 minutes.
I'm not bleeding, guys. It's
Charles, stop showing it.
I actually have shaved my peeps in the past, but that's another story.
What does your mom think of this? Go ask her.
I did not shave with a Rambo knife.
Charles Gorman, First Blood.
Get the movie posters ready. Here we go. Coming to theaters this summer. Charles First Blood in theaters. July 1st. This is just too funny. Janergy says, go clean yourself up. She's a lady telling you this.
Fine, I'll clean up. I'll call back later.
Charles Gorman stars in Platoon. Looks like you got shot, Charles.
Are you done?
What do you mean, you people?
Mrs. Clifton watching alongside me on the smart TV, and she's troubled by Charles's wound.
Charles, you'll do something in 2 weeks that makes us totally forget about this shit.
Yeah, Charles, a week ago, you called into a show taking a dump.
Totally forgot about it.
So you'll one-up this. I'm not worried. It's what the greats do.
Mom, do everything rubbing alcohol? Found it. Let's sing right now.
What'd you do with the shirt? Throw it in the garbage?
Do it in the dirty.
No, you gotta take the blood off of it. Put my clothes.
I didn't put it down on the floor.
Well, rinse it out upstairs in the sink so all the blood comes out of it.
I don't care for that movie. Oh my God, you guys are unbelievable.
One more movie that Charles is starring in, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Never change, Charles. All-timer. The show yesterday was so crazy that Gorman saying he hasn't shaved his nether region in several years probably doesn't even crack the top 5 of the craziest things that happened on the show. It was that kind of day. One for the ages, folks. Again, thanks to everyone who watched, and thanks to Nick Shine for being a part of it. These shows seemingly happen when Nick Shine is on. Some of the crazier moments happen when that guy is on as the guest. Unbelievable. Anyway, more of your calls.
You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
Hey, Jake, how are my brother's car now? My brother's at St. Cecilia's Church taking care of some business at the moment. I slept overnight at my apartment yesterday.
Now, Charles, you might need to call back in with a better line because it's every other word is going in and out. But I believe you said you're in your brother's car and that you slept in your apartment overnight last night for the first time. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And how did it go? Did it live up to your expectations?
Great. Plus, the inspectors came over to see if I had any bed bugs or roaches, and so far, so good.
Well, that's great news. I'm glad you're finally in the apartment. That's awesome.
And my brother and I, we're going to go out for brunch, hopefully to the Colonial.
Very nice.
As for the Knicks tonight, they need to be more consistent, not just on defense, but on offense as well. Yeah, I think Mikal Bridges needs to step up. Anthony Towns to be more consistent. To me, the most consistent player of the Knicks that I've seen in this postseason has been none other than Jalen Brunson. Wouldn't you agree?
He's their best player, so they wouldn't be here without him.
That is very true, my friend. That is very, very true.
A couple questions for you from the audience. Hennessy says, "Are you still bleeding? What's the latest with the neck?"
That's good.
All right. Pat McAfee wants to know, do you wipe your own ass or is that Nick Shine's job?
Pat McAfee's tanked up. I wipe my own ass. Nick Shine does not do it for me.
Dylan suggests
I don't
saving
know why
money
you would
and
ask
eating at
that.
home.
My brother's treating me today, so don't worry about it.
Oh, Steady Eddie, a good brother.
Yes.
Addison says that Gorman's bush is longer than our playoff drought.
I didn't know, Addison. Have you seen it?
I would hope not. Jay wants to know,
I
can
would
you
hope not
cook?
for his sake. Not really, no. I can make eggs, though.
Scrambled, hard-boiled? What type of eggs?
Scrambled.
Alan says bed bugs and roaches. Wouldn't you have that inspected before you moved in?
They gave me an they do it every month. So yeah,
They do it every month.
every month they inspect for bed bugs, roaches, all that type of stuff. Every
Man,
month.
what type of complex are you living in?
An efficiency unit.
I see. Mr. Bonesy writes in, Jake, I'd love to talk Knicks or Jets on a call. LOL, I'm going to retire as a lawyer if all I get to talk about is Beast during my calls. Bonesy, call back, and you're off the clock. You can talk about the Knicks and the Jets. What else we have here for you? Phantom Green and White writes in, Charles, my 3-month-old daughter just bleeped her diaper. It made me think of you.
I appreciate that, Phantom Green and White, but make sure you clean up the poop.
Amen. Let's see. Snowball wants to know, is your tree taller than the forest?
No comment.
Okay. Rebecca wants to know when you're doing more Jets-related content on your channel.
Hi, Rebecca. Hope all is well. Hopefully today.
Today. So first show from the new place.
Well, after this, I'm gonna go pick up medicine and go back home and pick up my other medicine. So yeah.
I'll be locked in.
Okay.
So what are you gonna have from the Colonial?
I have no idea.
What are you craving?
I have no idea at this moment.
Phantom Green and White wants to know, would you stream your next date?
What do you mean my next date?
I think he's asking, if you go on a date, would you stream it live?
Probably. Probably not.
Les writes in, Charles, did you get shot in the neck with a tranquilizer gun like Will Ferrell in Old School?
No, I did not get shot in the neck with a tranquilizer.
Of all the movies that we presented yesterday for you to star in, was there one particular one that was your favorite?
I did like Platoon. I liked Rambo, the first two. Third one sucked.
What about Titanic?
Four was good. Fuck Titanic.
No?
No.
I think the Rambo one might be the best one. Charles Gorman, First Blood.
I prefer Tropic Thunder.
Curly says, bigger gaping hole, Charles's neck or the Jets' offensive line? It better be the Charles gaping hole, given the amount of resources the Jets have put into their offensive line the last few years.
Hopefully it is my neck gets true.
Now, what did you end up doing with that shirt that was all bloodied? And your mom said you had to get the blood off first. She was very upset with how you disposed of it. Did you get that taken care of? Yes? No? Maybe so. He froze everyone.
I think the second one. Excuse me.
All right. Couple super chats here I want to get caught up on. Kyle Clifton with a super chat. He's in the raffle for 2 with this one. This was sent during the Beast call before. I know when I was a high school junior, I spent a lot of time thinking about random people who graduated 13 years before. I'm with Beast here. I smell a rat. It's a fair point. You know, the guy that called in claiming to have known Bobby Beasley doesn't quite pass the smell test necessarily. Kikuka Lake Jet fan says, so Mrs. Myron is his live-in nurse. I don't believe Mrs. Myron lives with Beast. Big Loyal with a super chat. Beast has to be a better role model for little Joey. I agree, especially with little Joey's birthday coming up. We need Beast in tip-top shape. Little Joey celebrating a birthday. I have it in my notes here. On June 12th. Very important stuff. Man. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. We also need to address something that happened in the chat earlier today. It has come to my attention that one of the all-time D-bags in this nation's history might have said something that we hope sticks with him throughout his final days on this planet. Earlier in the chat, for those of you tuning in late, Alan wrote the following. You see it there on your screen. Folks, this man is sick. All right? He's sick. He's demented. He's inhumane. And now there's written proof of it. I rest my case. I rest my case. On that note, let's get to more of your calls. Ladies and gentlemen, live from New York City, Nate, parentheses Nate. Hello, Nate.
Oh, came at a tight time. Jake, how we doing?
What's going on, Nate?
I called in just because I wanted to get Beastbreaker off the line, to be honest. We could talk some Knicks and other stuff, but oh, man. Did he actually call the police yesterday on your show? I missed that part.
I guess you missed it because you were going to the Met game. Yeah, he called the police live on the air.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's like, enough is enough. He needs a life. I mean, all right, he's not going to get a life, but he needs a new show to get into. Like, give him a new link or something. It's like listening, like Pee Wee Herman was only funny because it was like 30 minutes at a time, once a week. Like, he's like 4 hours a day of this guy is getting a little bit too much. Now he's calling the police on air. It's just like, I don't support that. Beast, go touch some grass. Oh my God, Pizza Man, did you see that?
You almost ate some ass there. That's what that was.
Yo, that was crazy. That guy, he came out with his fucking 6-level delivery thing out, poking out the traffic first. Knicks tonight. I think it's, oh yeah, and Charles too. Dude, Charles with the blood. Like, I'll be honest, I love Charles. Dude, he needs like a personal aid. He cannot be living. He would have bled out yesterday. He had no clue he was bleeding. How is that possible? How do you have no clue you're bleeding from your neck? I don't know. Like, I'm all for the entertainment, but I don't want to have entertainment at Charles's expense at this new apartment. I just feel like things are going to go really wrong. Like, he should have an income before that. Whatever. But this is another time. Knicks tonight, like you said, obviously they have to win the game. Whoever's gonna win tonight is probably gonna win the series, right?
Feels that way.
It's kind of funny how
oh no.
Clearly the Knicks made their adjustments, and it kind of hurt Indiana. Like, when they were trying to matchup hunt the whole kind of fourth quarter and just go after Brunson, or when Brunson got into foul trouble, then they were going after Cat when Cat was out there doing his thing and just like attacking the weakness on defense. And like McConnell and a couple people said it in their post game, how that kind of just got them out of their funk because they were just kind of run and gun. And I think I read on an Indiana newspaper, because I'm reading Indiana articles, that they passed the ball like over 350 times a game, and last game it was like under 230. They just had a lot less ball movement, and it took them out of their game. I think on my first call to you after game one, how like they just have so much player movement and they all play with so much confidence. When they're not moving the ball around and they're hunting matchups, one that slows their game down, which benefits the Knicks. And yeah, that's part of why. So it's interesting tonight. Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to go after Brunson and Towns and keep hunting the matchups like 29 NBA teams do, or just kind of like play their own game? The one guarantee, I think, is that Brunson's going to show up. Like, Brunson had his worst performance of his young playoff career in like the most important game of his life, possibly. Well, besides Game 7 last year. So I think Brunson tonight you're going to get regular playoff Jalen Brunson. As Gary says, he's a top five playoff guy in the league, and I just think you're going to get Brunson back. And then, like you said, the rest is going to come from wherever, Towns, Bridges. I think the biggest factor tonight that a lot of people didn't talk about, Jake, down the stretch of the game, was Scott Foster. Like, Scott Foster single-handedly tried to ruin that game for the Knicks with terrible foul calls. You know, no Knick player or Pacer player knew what a foul was down the stretch, because Nesmith was allowed to put two hands on Brunson the whole time in the perimeter, and then you saw 7 seconds. They called a BS foul. I think it was on Bridges, and then the travel call on Foster after the ball went in when it clearly was not a travel whatsoever. He just kind of listened to the Pacers bench and the crowd. So I think I don't know if they announced the refs, but to me, if Scott Foster is somehow on the game, in Indiana, I think that's the biggest X factor tonight that people don't talk about. Hopefully it's Tony Brothers or one of the more normal refereeing crews.
I agree with you. I thought the officiating, I think, in this series in general has been bad. Like, it's been very frustrating each game. And I think also a big part of it, too, is Nesmith going to play or not later? Because he like, I don't think it's a coincidence the Knicks made their comeback run when he was hurt and didn't come back in at the end of the game until the Knicks had already basically mounted the comeback. I think his availability 100%. Is huge for them.
If he does play, I mean, he's the best defender on Brunson. If he does play, you're still going after him, just like the Knicks attack. I mean, just like the Pacers attack Brunson, you go after Nesmith on his ankle. Like, if he's questionable for night, like, that thing blew up like a golf ball. Like you play basketball. All right, maybe not, but anyone who's played basketball, your ankle might swell up and you could finish the game, and then the next day you're like, oh, it looks like a tennis ball and it's blue and purple. Like, he might be going through that right now, where he can, take a PRP injection and try to power through it, but he might not have the lateral quickness or the herky-jerky Brunson. So, yeah, hopefully that's the case. Don't do it, Bus. Don't do it, Bus. But yeah, I'll be passing the Garden soon. Go New York, go. I think I'm going to the Central Park watch party. Got a couple extra tickets if anybody wants to join me in Central Park tonight.
Wait, so they're doing the watch party in Central Park, and they're doing one at
MSG? Yeah. They're doing the one at MSG, and the last 3 games they've done the one at in Central Park.
Wow, I didn't know they were doing both. I think I'm going to go to the Garden later for the Garden watch party.
If you do, I'll probably bike down after the dub. I'll bike through Central Park, and I'll come join you 10 minutes later on 7th Avenue.
Hell yeah.
Unless people are firing bottles in the air. That was kind of ridiculous. That was when I left last game. When I just saw bottles filled with liquid going as high as they could in giant crowds. Yeah, I hit the left of 6th Avenue and went home.
Oh my goodness. Nice move.
Oh, people. Woo, woo, woo! All right, they heard me coming. Oh. Yeah, I didn't think that bus was opening the doors on us.
Well, Nate, you have a tremendous rest of your ride there. People are going crazy in the chat. They're very concerned about you.
We're going to be all right. Safety first. Always safety first.
When I think safety, I think you.
Absolutely. Always. You see me in the car. I probably like a
Also, Alan says you need to go flying. Is there a message to Alan?
Alan, I learn every day because he texts me. He's very new to the sport of basketball. Like, we met over football, but every day it's like, oh, Brunson's not a superstar until he beats an elite team. Okay, Brunson beats an elite team. Oh, well, they gave away the games. Oh, yesterday the Knicks got fouled because it was Cat jumped in the air, so it was a foul. That wasn't a foul on Cat. He dislodged the ball. Any contact after that is incidental contact, Alan. I know you've never read the rule book. You just like to type in the chat, like Bobby says. But no, that wasn't a foul, and the Knicks didn't win because the refs didn't call a foul on a mythical foul that wasn't a foul on Karl Anthony Towns. Just because you jump doesn't automatically make it a foul. But yeah, that's what I have for Alan. But he's learning. I love teaching new people about the sport. I teach kids. I work with kids. So just teaching Alan and having him, have him expect a bill at the end of the month. He's just another one on my list.
Nate, salient points. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk soon, Jake. Go Nate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nate, parentheses Nate, live on his bike in New York City. Chris writes, and what's the over-under on before Nate crashes and kills someone? 3 days? I mean, Nate's been doing this almost 2 years as a regular caller to the show on the bike. So far, so good. I'm knocking on some wood, though. Nate does zoom around New York, though. Like, it is crazy watching him. Hit the like button. Reminder, this show is available in podcast form, Apple or Spotify. Spread the word to your friends. Jake Asman Show. It's on Apple and Spotify for the podcast listeners out there. Also, we have a merch store. Get merch, jakeasman.com. We added pet bulls to the merch store, our most recent item, jakeasman.com/shop, jakeasman.com/shop. 20% off if you are a Patreon user on every item year-round. It's included with your membership. So thank you to everyone who supports the show via Patreon. Rowan writes in, Forrest are a great parallel to the Jets. Have won the big prize once ages ago. Always bad, and the owner's a joke. What's with the shirt today, Jake? Because a listener named Adam HW, sent me a bunch of Forrest gear. So guess what? Anyone sends me gear, I'll wear it on the show as long as it's not, a team that I don't root for. Like, you send me like high school stuff for your local team, I'll rock that. College stuff, I'll rock that. Send me a Patriot hat, Bills hat, Dolphin hat, Steelers, Giants, anything, no chance. But soccer, where I don't have a team, yeah, I'm in. Apparently, we only have 138 likes. If true, that is terrible. We're at 141 now. Please hit the thumbs up button. If you don't, well, there's really no consequence. I still love you, but it would help the show grow. For those complaining too much beast, how about we get some more callers to call in? Some new callers. How about we bring in a guy who he might be on vacation still, or he might have just got back from his vacation. I can't tell based on his location, but we're going to find out shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline right now is...
Women.
Hello, Rob.
Jake, how you doing, buddy?
Are you back or you're still in Italy?
I'm back.
You're back.
Back here in Glen Head.
Looks nice. How was the trip?
Phenomenal, Jake. We had such a good time, buddy. Let me tell you. I mean, my older brother was the first time that he had ever gone. And my sister was like, scale of 1 to 10. What do you think? And he was like a freaking 10. He was like, the food was so good. He goes, the sight lines, the wedding. And then, then just going out with the paisans, meeting all the cousins and aunts and uncles, and then them making like the homemade food. Like, I tell you a story. This could get back to Gary, but we go to my cousin Patsy and Sue's house, and they make homemade fusilli. That's pasta with meat sauce. And then later on, my cousin goes, "Oh, we're gonna have chicken also." So, Jake, he killed a live chicken. And then it was cooked to perfection.
You saw him kill the chicken?
No, I didn't see him do it. I've seen my dad do it growing up. I've seen my father do it, yes. But he had killed a fresh chicken, and it tasted that way. Jake, let me tell you, it was so damn good. It was delicious. I mean, really, the food was, forget it. I mean, the pizza, everything. We had like just such a great time. Great time. Oh, a little correction. I saw a couple of nights ago, because I'm trying to catch up on the episodes, because I am behind 10, 12 episodes. You had somebody say something about a pasta dish, and you were saying gnocchi. Do you remember that or not?
Yeah, it's gnocchi, right?
It's not gnocchi. It's gnocchi. Oh, hold on a second. This stupid horn is going off here. It's gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
Just to let you know, that's how it's pronounced. Right. Gnocchi. And it's actually a potato pasta. It's very heavy. Very heavy.
I've had it before. It's very good.
Say it again.
I've had it before.
Oh, you had it? And what did you think? Did you like it?
I liked it. It was good.
Yeah. My mother used to make it homemade all the time, Jake. So it's pronounced gnocchi. But it is good. People love it. But I was trying to catch up, looking at a couple of episodes here and there. Bang Mateo. Can we ban this guy for life, Jake? This guy is such a jerk off. I mean, just the crap that he says. And now Allen is in rare form too. I mean, I don't know these guys. I mean, they're too much. They are too much. They drive you freaking insane, crazy. But from what I'm seeing, Jake, correct me if I'm wrong. And I saw the schedule. Now we got Pittsburgh week 1 at 1:00. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then we have the Dallas Cowboys also at 1:00. Correct?
The Dallas Cowboys are a 1:00 kickoff. Yes.
This is what I take out of that, Jake. Can you tell me if you agree or disagree? Would you say that Dallas is a very popular team?
Yes.
Okay. And now that Aaron Rodgers supposedly is going on Pittsburgh, they're going to be a hot team because of the name and notoriety. For us to be playing them and it doesn't even deem a 4:25 start. It's going to be a 1 o'clock game, both games, tells us how much the league thinks how good the Jets are going to be. They obviously don't think that our team is going to be good if those are 1 o'clock starts, no?
Well, why would they? And the team was awful last year. Their win total is at 5.5. Now, the NFL schedule maker did say, had Rodgers already committed to Pittsburgh, they would have put that week 1 game in prime time. But
okay,
if not that game, what game on the Jets schedule, at least looking at it now, is that appealing of a primetime matchup? They got primetime games because they had Aaron Rodgers, not because they were this like great established team that's been good every year.
Exactly. So, what of the time is prime then? So that obviously tells us that the majority of the league and procrastinators all think that we're not going to be so good this year. That's what I'm sensing.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean they're going to be right. I mean, they got to protect themselves in case the Jets do stink.
No, I hear what you're saying. It's kind of saddening, to see it like that, because last year we were favored in every game other than 2 games. And now this year we're underdogs in like every game but 1 or 2 games, correct?
Yeah, at least initially. I mean, the lines change though, right? It's all about when you play a team with injuries. If the Jets got off to a good start, all of a sudden the sports books are going to adjust, and we'll see.
Yeah. It's just a little sad to see that crap. But hopefully we get off to a good start, because it's going to be tough, Jake. The first 4 games, I mean, we could be 1-3, but I mean, I'm hoping at least 2-2. If there's some way we can at least be 2-2, and then take it from there. I mean, anything's possible, because after the first 4 to 8 games, the schedule gets really soft for us. If we could be anywhere close to 500, then, you never know. You might have a shot, at something like a possible playoff is what I'm praying. Do I think so? No, but it's what I'm hoping. I'm a Jet fan, and I'm going to hope for the best, of course,
For sure. Well, I mean, if they go out there too and they are, getting better as the year goes on, if they stay afloat in the first half of the year, they give themselves a chance to play meaningful games down the stretch. And like, good teams get better as the year goes on. The Eagles were 2-2 last year.
What's a float? What do you consider a float at the time where you're hoping that we can make a run? Like after, let's say, the first 8 games, what would you say, Jake?
If they're 3-5 at the bye, they got a chance to play some meaningful games.
Okay.
I would hope they could be 4-4, but that might be asking too much. I don't know what to expect. 3-5, I think they're alive if they could say have a 2-2 stretch between Cleveland, New England, Baltimore, and Atlanta, and then win some games down the stretch against Miami, Jacksonville, New Orleans, New England at home. Like Buffalo, maybe not playing for anything at the end of the there's a path to it. Like you enter December like a game out of a wild card spot if that scenario plays itself out going into the home stretch.
No, you're right. There's a path. If they're at least 3-5, like you said, because down towards the stretch, certain teams that are already clinched and stuff, like Buffalo towards the end, they might not be playing for nothing, and that might be another game that we could steal at the end of the year. Then anything's possible. I'm thinking anywhere between 4 and 6, but if we are 3-5 before the bye, then all bets change, because then you're looking at a lot easier games coming up. The second stretch, then there's a chance, depending how obviously Fields is playing, of a possible, dare I say it, Jake, a playoff.
Yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't pick it, but do I think there's a path to it? I think it comes down to how good this coaching staff is, and specifically how good Engstrand is at designing an offense around Fields, because they're not a playoff team with a smoke and mirrors offense. They're going to need major steps from Justin Fields as a quarterback.
Exactly. Hopefully that's where we trend and we go. I mean, I'm praying for that. I don't think so, but I want to be optimistic and hope that it goes that way for my team. I don't know, just keep our fingers crossed, Jake. That's all we can do.
That's it. Rob, good call. Glad you made it back safely.
Take care, Jake.
Alan's wife.
Good call from Rob there. Last chance for your super chats and, of course, the raffle entries. Clyde Frazier jersey, top prize. Let's go, Knicks fans. Bing bong. Namath jersey, Mosley jersey, all given away on the show later this week. Adam is up next. What's up, Adam?
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on, Adam?
Hey, hope the Knicks win. I'd like to make this a series, and Asmaniacs and you deserve joy. So
it's good karma for the Jets. I'm telling you, that's the spin for any non-Knick fan.
Yeah, it's like in the end, I want you all to be happy. That's what matters. So I was looking at, there was an article came out. It was 100 predictions from Ben Solak, and 2 of them for the Jets were fascinating, especially if they worked in conjunction. One of them was that Garrett Wilson would be leading the league in receiving yards, which sounds nuts if true. If that actually happens, that'd be pretty cool. And the other one was that Fields would combine for 3,900 yards. It'd be 3,000 passing, 900 rushing, and 30 touchdowns. And I'm thinking, if that happens, we're going to be right in the Knicks.
They're a playoff team if he does that. Because I think the defense is going to be good this year.
I think so too. I think that's really positive. So, maybe that'll work. That sounds crazy, but what the heck? So, nice to dream. I like to see good news. Like, some people might think Fields is going to have a resurrection and actually fulfill his potential. So let's hope for that. I don't feel like I'm rooting against the guy that's already had a really rough time, and our franchise had a really rough time. So enough with the negativity. Let the games play out.
I look, I'm all for it. I have some doubts, but I'm rooting for that, certainly. Now, Boomtown's got a good question for you. Any concern on what your dad does with his fingers?
I mean, I don't know. Dad, you got to stop it. Get some help.
This was an odd one. Not surprising, unfortunately, but a very odd one.
Oh, good grief. Going back to the schedule, since actually Rob was mentioning the schedule, I called in before talking about how important it is to get the division wins, right? The division wins are actually going to make the difference when it's all said and done, especially if New England's competitive. We don't really know what Miami's all about. They're probably playing for a lot too. So when you look at it, I actually think the first real winnable game that we got to tackle is ironically the primetime game, which is at Miami. I think you got to win that game. If you don't win that game, then I'm assuming we're going to keep it. I think we'll keep it close with Buffalo at home. I think that's possible. But if you're 0-2 in division, that's just really bad news. Like, you can have a really killer second half, but it makes it really hard. There's no room for error. And who's to say Buffalo's not playing for a bye? Because Buffalo could be really good this year as well, playing for 1 seed. They may not throw the last week of the season away if 1 seed's on the line. So let's not hope for that. I think we got to control our destiny. We got to win at Miami. We got to probably sweep Miami, split New England, and maybe we get lucky with Buffalo. But 3 division wins would still be better than anything we've done in division in a long time. And actually, for me, I care about that more than anything else in the schedule, because that's the leading indicator when it's all said and done.
Yeah, they've been bad in the division for a while. I mean, the only team they've had some modicum of success against has been, surprisingly, Buffalo for whatever reason. Yeah, they beat them until this past year, but they were winning games against Buffalo with Zach Wilson at quarterback. So, I mean, we'll see. I don't think the division's that great. I think Buffalo's clearly the best team. It's going to be tough to beat them in both games, unless that last game means absolutely nothing for them at the end of the year, which at that point, maybe the Jets are out of it too, and you want the Jets to not even win that game for a better draft pick. We'll do that debate again this year, I'm sure. And then, they're the top team in the division, maybe the top team in the AFC. Some will tell you. We'll see. But then after that, Miami, I don't think is a great team. New England has a first-year coach. A lot of new pieces there. We don't know about their quarterback yet. The Jets are well coached and could be well and can execute. They could beat New England. They should at least be able to split with both New England and Miami, bare minimum. Maybe you could sweep one of them, and then there's your 3-3 you're looking for.
So the other thing I do like about the schedule is the first 2 games are at home for a new coaching staff, for a differently constructed team. I actually think that's good. I don't know if Pittsburgh is going to be that competitive out of the gate, regardless of their quarterback situation. And so that builds momentum into the Buffalo game, for better or for worse, if they can get the win against Pittsburgh. So first things first, you got to deal with the first opponents in front of you. Take care of business against Pittsburgh. Make it competitive. Show some new things that you haven't seen before if you're the coaching staff, and let's get some competency back into this organization.
Love it. Adam, great call.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate Adam checking in. Adam's a very sound, efficient, well-spoken caller. Respect it. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Home stretch here. I see we have a man by the name of Mikey Midnight on the line, but I don't see a camera. So this could go one of 2 ways. One way, we bring him on, we see him, we can't hear him. Or 2, we bring him on, and we can't see him, but we could hear him. And then I guess, let me throw out a third option. It just doesn't work, and it's a spectacular fail. So what will it be? Option 1, 2, or 3? We find out right now.
Hello, I'm Mikey. I'm Bobby Slayer.
St. Jake Graves, she's so beautiful. I love my boy Jake, but not in a gay way. I am so happy, I'm not gonna touch anything, I promise.
Mikey. Mikey. Can you hear me? Mikey. Mikey. Haley, let me bring on my IT guy to see if he can get it to work. Beast, you out there? See if you can get Mikey.
Let's try it. Mikey! Mikey!
Yeah, it's not working. It's unfortunate. Appreciate your time, Mikey. Try again another day. More of your calls. Papa Jet is next. Hello, Papa Jet.
Hey, Jake. Can you hear me fine?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Okay. I think yesterday I broke up a little, so I apologize for that. And I got cut off a little bit yesterday. I too wanted to praise the past, present, and future servicemen. You know, who, especially those who sacrificed yesterday. So I wanted to get that in, and I wanted to say if anybody if they didn't see Band of Brothers, I don't know if you've seen it, Jake. Band of Brothers. It was on HBO years ago, and it was a 10-part series. But I've always had respected our service. But after watching that series, it was just unbelievable. It was so touching, especially the last episode. If you wait to the very end and they actually interview the actual people, they're very touching. But if anybody hasn't seen that series, I highly suggest it, because it's just a great, just what those guys went through. You know, it's just, God bless them. You know, and the only other thing I got, Jake, on this Beast and Beasley, it's starting to fry my brain. I don't know what the hell is real or fake anymore. When's this stuff going to end?
I don't know. I mean, look, there still needs to be a trial, obviously. The police could be involved now, so a lot of it is very much up in the air, Papa Jet.
I don't know. I mean, are these actors or not? I don't know what's real anymore, but I think Beast and Beasley why don't they just, they both claim to be excellent wrestlers. Why don't they just rent out a ring? They can televise it, and it could be live on the Jake Show, and then just have them battle it out, and who comes out's the winner.
Yeah.
And let's move on.
I'm in favor of Mortal Kombat, so if possible, sign me up. I'll do it. I think the problem is, I don't know if Beast would ever actually get in the ring with him, because every time Beasley shows his face, Beast leaves immediately.
I know. But that's all I got. I'll keep watching and see what happens, Jake. Have a good one.
Jet, great call as always, my friend. Appreciate you making it. Well said about everyone who served. Hit the like button if you haven't. This will be our final call potentially here on the show, and it's an international one. We head out to Jerusalem, where Jason is standing by. Hello, Jason.
Hey, Jake. How you doing?
What's going on?
Getting ready for Game 4.
What time does the Knicks game tip off out there?
Oh, it's like 4 in the morning.
Oh my God!
So I wake up in the morning. Game's not over yet.
Okay, so do you wake up and watch the second half? What's the strategy?
I'm actually hate to admit it, I'm a Nets fan.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not a Knicks fan.
I did know that.
I became a Nets fan back from watching the days of Drazen back on Sports Channel.
Mm.
So when you share the network with the Islanders, it was a lot better than sharing the network with the Rangers. As an Islander fan. You going to Game 5 in the Garden or no?
Yes, I plan on being there tomorrow night for sure.
Okay, so
or it's
enjoy.
Thursday night, I mean.
Yeah, I'm saying it's not tomorrow night, Thursday night, and then Game 6 is what, Saturday?
Let's see. It's every other day. So they play tonight, they play Thursday, they play Saturday, Game 6, and then Game 7 would be Monday.
All right. I actually like it with the time change. Western Conference, when it's the Western Conference in the NHL, my kids watch from the 5 minutes left in the third period when they're up and dressed and ready to go to school, and get to watch some overtime as well. So they get some pretty good quality hockey involved here.
So how does it work with being able to watch American sports there? Is it televised on your regular cable that you have in Israel, or do you have to download an app and just stream it? How does it work?
Well, the same way you have parts unknown for your jerseys, there are parts unknown for television stations and games and stuff like that.
I see.
Let's just leave it like that.
I see. Okay. I was just wondering.
And I actually have a VPN and access to my parents' Optimum in on the island. But so sometimes I get to watch the actual CBS feed with no delay if I want to go that route, and I can at least watch SNY that way to get some Mets there. Good game for them last night, though. It'd be nice if they scored some more runs.
Look, I mean, you just find a way to win. You know, the Yankees won an ugly game against the Rockies too. Like you play those bad teams, just win the games. That's it.
As Bill Parcells used to say, you are what your record is.
That's it. I mean, it was an important weekend for the Mets, I think, because they were kind of struggling a little bit. You knew they'd come back down to earth after the great start they got off to, but I think it was no small feat winning 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. And I think the start by Peterson on Saturday, that was a big start because they used their entire bullpen on Friday in a loss. You don't mind doing that if you win, but he really stepped up. That was a big boy start for them, and the Mets are playing well.
Yeah. Just I hate to keep on bringing his name back up, but Aaron Rodgers, the longer he waits, the more it vindicates Aaron Glenn and the Jets brass's decision to move on from him. The idea that he says, I was willing to go in, I was willing to do everything, but yet he's not doing that with the Steelers, he's talking out of both sides of his mouth.
It's a fair point.
How could you...
I think, though, he would have already committed to the Jets and been with them if they committed to him, though. I don't think this would have been going on if the Jets wanted to keep him. That's just my personal feeling. I guess we won't ever actually know. Yeah, but, I mean, you would think that you'd be more wanting to go to the Steelers now at this point if you were there. I'll say this. I don't think it's personally a great look for him when he's on Joe Rogan. He's on another podcast where he made those comments about, playing for a team that goes up against the Bears this year. And then I don't think it's the best look when he's at, the Kentucky Derby. He's doing like all these things, yet he hasn't committed to the Steelers yet. It's why I think they have a handshake deal about this being done. Like what are they waiting for? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I mean, yeah, he's missed OTAs. He's not practicing with, developing the rapport with Metcalf or anything like that. I mean, minicamp is not till the end of this month. Maybe he's just going to show up for that, get the playbook, learn it over the summer, then show up for training camp, be ready to go. I don't know. I'm happy in general that of all the weeks that you're playing the Steelers, week 1, it just seems like he's going to be a slow starter if he's even there. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're going to play good teams, I typically think in general it's better to play them early. Like that week 2 game against the Bills feels like a really, really hard game, but, crazy things happen at the beginning of the season. The Jets without Aaron Rodgers beat the Buffalo Bills with Zach Wilson in week 1 2 years ago, so we'll see. Very true. And then they beat the Eagles with Zach Wilson for the full game. That's true. See, it just shows what if we actually have a defense, what we could do. Yeah, I mean, eventually the wheels fall off if your quarterback play is that bad, but we got to hope that the defense is what it was a few years ago. They have the talent to do it, should have the coaching to do it, and that Fields could take a huge step and they could help him. Yeah, and I think that the one thing we're going to see a difference on is the O-line because, my God, Keith Carter destroyed this team. I agree. All right, Jake, have a good one. And here's hoping for an easy game for you and no OTs. Yeah, oh my God. Appreciate it. Good call. That was going to be the last call, but when this guy calls in, I think we got to go to him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Jets, Jets.
Oh God. Yes, is that Duke?
That's the Duke. He's waiting for Joey. He really would love to have Joey for lunch. I'm telling you.
Don't.
I want to put those. Can we do
Beast is going through it right now, Neil. I don't know if you want to say that.
Although Joey is probably as big as Duke, it'd be a good fight. He's probably about a 5-pound guinea pig. So this guy only weighs about 5 pounds, but he's staring at my lunch. Look at his eyes go up. Oh, he's staring at my lunch. He wants a piece of turkey. Oh, this guy will do anything for food, man. Anything. He'll eat anything that comes on my plate. I don't care what it is. He'll eat it.
I like how you're still wearing the Ricky NY hat, by the way.
Yeah, that's a tribute to Ricky NY with his fancy merchandise. How's his show? Does he have a show now? He has his own YouTube channel or something?
Yeah, I think Ricky started a channel. He's been posting some stuff.
Was he putting anything? Is he using any of the? I mean, when I see Paul's show, it looks like a copy. You know, he's copied everything you do. Well, that's all right. You know, look, copy. When somebody copies you, Jake, it's flattery. You know.
Hey, I copied Boy Green. He was the first content guy that did the raffles for the holiday season, and I said that's a great idea. I'll do that on the chat. We've done it ever since because it's been awesome.
When you copy somebody, it's the greatest flattery. And you know, I like Paul. I like, you know, I listen. I like all you guys. It's great content. I saw my boy Rob. I spoke to him since he's back from Italy. I was very
When's the
jealous.
next meal between you two? The
I don't know.
The lunch of champions.
We'll see. You know, I spoke to Peter Castro over the weekend. We'll see Rich. When you coming out to Long Island to see your pops?
You know what? I don't even know the next time I'm sure at some point I'll go, but I have to, like, I have no plans right now for that.
How's he doing?
He's good. He's, you know, the same.
As far as the Jets go, first of all, the Knicks, you know, that game, I can tell you, every time when I had it on, they were down 20. Then I shut it off. I went to the Met game. I came back. They were up 3. And then I watched the rest of the game and they won. So it's not like, who was one of the guys in the chat said, you know, whenever I watch, they lose or whatever. He said he's going to stop.
That was Devin.
Watching.
Yeah, Devin.
Devin said they're going to stop watching. I mean, look, we have no our watching or non-watching, Jake. I've come to the conclusion it doesn't really determine the end result of the game. Wouldn't you agree?
Well,
I mean, if that was the case,
we've tried everything as Jet fans, so I would agree.
Right, we're all mush. I mean, the reality is we all tried and nothing really worked. But I'm glad to see Rob is coming around. It's crazy how we all are so negative, and then the closer we creep to the open of the season, the better off we are. Anyway, I have to go. I got a client calling in. This is
wow. Neil ending a call before we cut him off. This is
sorry.
historic. It's all right.
Bye.
Neil, thank you very much.
These goddamn exploding cigars. I gotta go, Jake. I'll call back later. Shit.
All right, that was actually going to be the last call, but we got an OG on the line. Philly Noodles is next, so we'll make the exception for him. What's up, Philly?
What's going on, brother? So I'll make it quick. So it's funny that we were just talking about how we feel about the season and everything. So my ritual last year was hit or miss. People liked it. I'm lighting things on fire, a little crazy. So I have a new take. It'll actually involve an OG Jet that we seldom speak about here on the channel, but we don't realize how the greatness. Kyle Clifton. So what I was thinking of doing is acquiring as many Kyle Clifton trading cards versus a certain team. And that team we play, that's the card that I'll, represent for that week. I have on the hunt from eBay a Browns card, 2 different New England cards, a Miami card, Buffalo Bills cards. So I'm going to try to do something like that, commemorating Kyle Clifton's decade-long or 9-year run with the Jets.
So you're getting a Clifton card where in the card he's up against the team the Jets are playing that week. Am I understanding
Correct.
that?
Yep.
And enough of those exist to fill out a full Jet season?
Well, no, depending. So some of the cards, if you flip it, it'll give you the description of what's going on. So I saw that a couple of different cards would say in this highlight, he's playing the Chargers. So I have to make sure that card, has a correlating team. It may not fill out a whole season, no, but it should fill out the rivals and the Browns this year. I don't know if I have any with the Steelers, but I'm going to have to, dude, he played for a few seasons. So I got to look through all the years and see what I can get. So I have in the hunt a few already. So, and on the positive but hilarious side, they're kind of pretty cheap. So this is going to be something that's really easy to do. And love Kyle Clifton. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to do that. If everybody thinks that's pretty dope, I think I'm gonna do that. Kyle Clifton, the Kyle Clifton card corner, where we just come on air and boom, this week Kyle faces the Bills. You know what I mean? And it's around that time era where the jerseys are aligning. You know what I mean? So it's pretty dope.
I love it. Philly.
Yeah.
I
Yes, sir.
love the passion for Kyle Clifton. Nate doesn't like it though. He says it somehow makes the idea worse now that you warned us about it.
Nate has the best, like, pessimistic, optimistic view of life. I love it. It's because of the bike riding. Just keep doing that thing, bro. Keep riding that bicycle to New York City. Be careful.
Jay asked a great question. Will it be inside or outside?
I don't know. We're gonna figure this out. But yeah, this is gonna be dope. I think it's a good
Alan
idea.
says,
or I can also
poor Philly's
Poor Philly.
girlfriend. All she wants is a ring, and all he is thinking about is Kyle Clifton.
Well, she already has a ring. This guy's tripping, bro. I almost was cursed right now.
How long you been engaged?
3 years.
Okay, when's the wedding?
We gotta figure that out. We're trying to buy a home first.
Interesting.
You know what I
So you
mean?
did the engagement
Yeah.
first, and now
Yeah.
we're gonna get the home locked in, and then the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I like.
You could do
I
the
like
wedding
it. What?
thing
What's
at
the
home.
rush? Yeah, you're not missing out. you know?
Yeah, come on. I don't know. I'm young. You know what I mean? I think. I mean, I'm 37. By the time I hit 40, I'll look 20. So everybody, chill out. Calm
Yeah,
down.
there
Let's
you go.
figure this out. Alan.
Apparently,
Alan
you're on
went
the
to
Boy
Diggs, bro.
Green
Alan-
timeline. Yeah. Boy Green's fiance, and he has like 3 kids now, or 2 kids, right?
He's killing
I
it,
think.
bro.
Yeah.
Killing it. Like the intrigue. It's like a man of mystery. Is he ever gonna get married? We don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure he has the means to get married better than I do. Let's be honest. I'll tell you that flat out. But yeah, no, man. And I look forward to September. I'm gonna keep putting into fruition. I'm gonna be there without a doubt. Tampa.
I love it. Philly Noodles, you're the man. Talk to you soon, all right? Good call from Philly Noodles. All right. Jason in Jerusalem sent something I think is kind of funny. He asked ChatGPT to animate a pic of me, and this was the results of the picture. That's funny. This was the picture. Where is this picture, by the way, Jason? I don't even know where this picture's from. I don't remember where I was when this was taken. I have no memory of this. I don't know what year this was. I don't know when. But that turned into this. That's pretty good. It was in Houston, apparently. Where in Houston was this? Hold on. Jason's on the line. Where did you get that picture? I don't even remember that.
I did a Google search for you, or actually technically a Bing search, and that's what came up. I got another one now. I did check this out. This is you as a Simpsons character.
That picture was from Houston. I don't even remember like what radio show it was doing then. Interesting.
I don't know, just Bing image search you, and
Bing image search. I usually use Google, but I guess we're using Bing.
yeah, well, I have had it open. Anyway, this is you as a Simpsons character.
All
I
right,
just sent it on the
let's see this.
StreamYard.
Oh yeah, I love it.
You look
Hell
like a
yeah.
Flanders.
I do. I look like Ned Flanders' kid here.
Yeah.
Well, this was a great way to end the show, Jason. Well done.
All right. So one was Peanuts and one was Simpsons. So
This is from
Be well.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That's crazy what AI does. Awesome, man. Great call. That's funny. Oh my God. Hit the like button if you haven't. What a show. I got a surprise for all of you at the buzzer. Gator's been working on something that you're all going to enjoy. A lot of talk yesterday about our show on Memorial Day being a top 5 show of all time. I'm willing to go there. I certainly think it was the craziest show we've ever done in the year 2025. For those who missed it, the latest Beast versus Beasley saga officially got underway. I play this clip at the buzzer here. We are expected to be joined by Robbie Sabo this afternoon. So until then, I'll talk to you guys soon. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy what was one of the craziest Jake Asman show moments in the now 4-year history of this program. What's your take on Bobby Beasley not showing up today?
Just checking the teeth. I got a blow.
This ain't over. This ain't over by a long shot. Where'd he go? I'm not an expert on federal holidays. When my counsel is ready, we will be here and we'll be suing the pants off that fat-faced piece of shit. I want to see his face right now.
Beasley, he left the second you joined. I was fully prepared to have you guys litigate your issues.
I let the man know earlier this week I was willing to settle out of court. All I want
is Little Joey.
Hey, what's the flag behind you? Are you a Buccaneers fan or just an ass pirate?
That's none of your business, man.
Beast writes in, no deal. He will not give you Little
No
Joey.
deal? Then I'll see you in court, pal.
You better call Bonesy. Asmaniacs unite when the beast is in trouble, so you better call Bonesy. Ignore the shoes behind him. Those are law books. Those are law books.
I literally went to the bathroom for 2 minutes, and this fucker calls in, and I don't get to talk to him. The worst part about it is that Beast really believes this. Like, this is real life to Beast. You guys have to understand where my client is coming from.
Gator says, Bobby Beasley wants to eat Little Joey. I have heard the messages. They are real. Ladies and gentlemen, Beast is actually on the line. He is grilling in the great outdoors, which means his connection is probably going to be trash.
That grill looks dirtier than Charles's neck.
I have the affidavit written for the seizure of Little Joey. We will be taking offers for Little Joey starting Friday afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Asmaniac Court, I just wanted to let it be known that Bobby Beasley's lawyer never contacted me to file any sort of dismissal or grievance. So as far as I'm concerned, this trial is happening ASAP.
God damn it.
Tomorrow I'm going down to the courthouse. I'm filing that restraining order. This will be the last time that little prick never shows this face around here. The fruit.
We call
Ladies
him
and
ass
gentlemen,
pirate.
joining us right
He's
now
going
is
to jail.
Bobby Beasley. He is called
Good
in.
night.
Beast, what is your reaction to Beast going down to the courthouse? Are you concerned that he's going to successfully?
Oh, not at
be able
all.
to-
I don't see him leaving his house ever. If you ask me, it sounds like he's got something to hide. It's evident at this point he's a coward, man. I show up here, I'm ready to go every single time.
Bobby, could I get you to say any of the sayings like shiver me timbers or walk the plank or ahoy matey?
No more of this butt pirate stuff, man. I'm willing to settle out of court for Little Joey
Now, what makes you think you have any rights or claim to Little Joey?
because I deserve him more than Beast does. He's unfit to raise Little Joey.
Arr! What do you plan on doing to the pig, dude?
Where's Bonesy, by the way?
Bonesy's a busy attorney. He's working a federal holiday, unlike your
Yeah,
guy.
fitting women for shoes right now. That's what I hear.
Can you get me the 8th district, please, for the Chicago Police Department?
Oh, he's got him on the phone. Holy shit.
My address is private.
Show your face, you fucking coward. Let's go.
Get off the phone with the police. Tell them that you took. Please
I'm
explain
not
to
going
them.
to arrest until this Bobby Beasley's behind bars.
All right,
and
all
I'm
right.
not
Well,
gonna
don't get
back-
the actual
I'm not
police
backing out on
involved.
nobody. After tomorrow, he is done.
Police where you're at.
Say that again, ma'am.
You don't need police where you're at. You're good, right?
Well, as long as I got safety, I got everything I need. This guy has been lying through his teeth, and I'm going to put him behind bars. He's a dead man walking, and he'll be exposed for life.
All right.
He's screwed. And don't worry, ma'am. Everything's under control because you guys are the truth and you guys are the facts. Am I not right?
All right.
All right. Well, we'll take it from here.
All right.
All right. And your name was, ma'am?
Lewis.
All right. Thanks, Lewis.
No, come on.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bobby Midnight just called me and said, Mr. Bones, you got to get on there, bro. They need you.
I already got another person on that grill right now taking station number 2. After tomorrow, I'm going down to that goddamn courthouse. You won't see this son of a bitch for a long time. He's done.
Do not go to the courthouse. Take his advice, Beast. I was going to tell you the same thing after the show.
I have a temper on me, and I'm not gonna take this guy anymore. I don't
Can you
care.
take that shirt off before the police show up at the front door so Jake's not at all?
Shut up and listen. You don't need to go to the police, and you damn sure don't need to run every time he gets on the fucking screen, bro. They will laugh at you, or they will send you for a wellness check if you go to the courthouse, bro.
Just ignore him, Beast. He's not going to touch your guinea pig. He doesn't even live near you.
And trust me, in the real world, that guy's got more problems than you do.
You hated Rick Kent a day ago. Now you're messaging Rick Kent. It's got to stop.
Well, I'm a hothead. If you want to mess with Big Bad Booty Daddy, ha! If you hear me.
You got some situation here, Jake.
Beast. Don't go to the court or go to the police station. By you going there, you're making it a thing.
Understand that you are safe. Your guinea pig is safe.
What I'm going to start doing, I think I'm going to take Nick Shine's advice today.
There you go.
Yep, take his
Which
advice.
part of his advice?
Good advice.
There's a bunch.
Now look what you've done, Bobby Beasley. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will make you feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him 24 hours to think about it.